There's a whole lot of difference between being informed and being inspired. Information simply informs. Inspiration drives action, drives loyalty, drives commitment. Let's deep dive into how you can take your brand message from purely informational to profoundly inspirational. How you can come out of nowhere and rule your market. How to transform your brand into an inspiration. Hey everyone, it's Canon Wing from Inspiration to Millions. If you're just joining us in this conversation, we are answering the question on every entrepreneur's mind, how to come out of nowhere. And today, we'll talk about how you can do this by making a subtle shift in your brand message from being informational to inspirational. How you, in 5 simple steps, can raise your brand's value, your brand's perception, your brand's acceptance, your brand's impression, with a slight shift in your message from purely informational to profoundly inspirational. Because as far as marketing pyramids go, informational marketing is right at the bottom, with inspirational marketing right at the top. Information can get you short-term sales. Inspiration gets you sales and brand loyalty. No matter what business you're in, brand loyalty is your business plan. Brands that personify themselves as good neighbors, sharing and contributing to the community, show their care and concern for the greater good. Brands that work to inspire, not just to inform, become true inspirations. Inspirations who the ideal individual turn to again and again. Inspirations who help their ideal individuals become the heroes of their lives. Inspirations that are followed. Are you ready to transform your brand into an inspiration? Let's get right to it. Okay, let's start with a really great example. Mr. Rogers, everyone's favorite neighbor. An inspiration to all, right? Did you watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood while growing up? My parents were teenagers when they had me. And Mr. Rogers was kind of like my third, much older parent, who really understood what it was like being a kid, who really showed me how to be kind to others, he was my favorite neighbor. He connected with us kids like few others ever did. I remember his words that ring true even today. He would say, "We live in a world in which we need to share responsibility. It's easy to say it's not my child, not my community, not my world, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people my heroes." And that thought struck a chord in me and has stayed with me over the years. It got me wondering, what exactly made him connect so well with millions of children? I don't know if you've seen this footage of him with the U.S. Senate, but he inspired the U.S. Senate subcommittee to grant him $20 million in federal funding to redefine television for children. What inspired them to fund his project in a time where cartoons featuring swords and guns were all the rage? What I discovered was how profoundly simple and clear his message was. All timeless messages are crafted on a single principle. Remember this: clarity outperforms clever every time. I remember American billionaire Tom Steyer say these words: "Clarity of vision is the key to achieving your objectives." And likewise, clarity in your message is the key to creating the right impact, the right connection. Mr. Rogers' message was this: parents, teachers, caregivers, guardians of children, we're not here to just inform kids. We're here to inspire them. Inspiration, not information, can transform a person. And you know what? It can transform how people feel about your brand, too. Mr. Rogers stood for humanity's most vital values: respect, kindness, integrity, compassion, humility, and inspiration. This is a well-known, well-documented story. He scrutinized every word that was spoken on his show because he knew that children hear things literally, and nothing should confuse or mislead them. So he structured his show around his young audience, his ideal individuals. Mr. Rogers was simply outstanding at imagining where the children's minds might go. Here's a question for you. How adept are you at imagining where your ideal individuals' minds might go? Remember, the brand that understands their ideal individuals the best always wins. Mr. Rogers is famously known for going through multiple steps before finalizing his words. He diligently rephrased his sentences step by step, word by word, until they were just right, until they were easy to understand, until they were positive, trustworthy, non-exclusive, motivational, developmental, and most importantly, inspirational. That was his criteria. He reworked his steps, and so have I. I've adapted them to work for brand transformation and transform brand messaging into something motivating and inspiring, something that commands attention, provokes action, and inspires awe, just like Mr. Rogers himself. So, are you ready to transform your brand message using Mr. Rogers' 5 steps of progression? For me, it's like so much fun. So let's craft your brand message with the utmost care and neighborly compassion for your ideal individuals. You show your ideal individuals care, compassion, respect, and they are sure to turn to you again and again for just that. So the 5 steps to take your brand message from informational to inspirational. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think of your brand message. What does it stand for? What does it highlight about the world? What does it say? Why should anyone buy your product? How do you want them to feel, like really, really feel about your product, about themselves using your product? If you had to choose just one, the one thing you want to tell your ideal individuals about your brand, what would it be? Did something just pop into your mind? Yes? Great. Now, let's deconstruct and reconstruct that brand message and transform it from purely informational to profoundly inspirational, because information simply informs, inspiration drives action. Let's get started. Step 1. Here we state what our brand stands for clearly, simply, in a manner that's easy to understand. Let's say the quality of your product is its highlight. Maybe this is what popped into your mind. Our products are the very highest quality. That's your ground floor. Let's build up from there. Now we get to step 2. Here we add an element of trust and positivity, Mr. Rogers style, right? You want your ideal individuals to feel confident about buying your product. So, from our products are the very highest quality, we clarify this foundation to this is the best thing for you. Right, now we've brought them into the story. That brings us to step 3, and this is a crucial one. So pay really close attention to this. We need to do away with the prescriptive language. It's essential to make the ideal individual feel that he or she wants it, not that it's being sold to them or sold at them. No one likes to be told what to do or talked at, right? It takes away their power. And a brand message that takes away the power from the consumer isn't likely to win brand loyalty. It doesn't make us feel very good, does it? Remember, inspiration always empowers people to be the hero of their own lives. So let's take it up, your message up a next level to show your ideal individuals that their true selves are their ideal selves. They will love you for it. We all want to be seen, validated, nudged towards our best. Let's turn "this is the best thing for you" to "you need not settle for less than the best." Right? Starting to sound familiar? Let's take it up another level. Now, step 4. Now, here's where we add the inspirational and developmental thought. Here's where we hint towards a greater future. Here's where we help the ideal individual to begin seeing themselves stepping into their greater future, a future where their lives are immensely better than before they bought your product, a future where they feel better about themselves after using your product. How do we do that? We transform You need not settle for less than the best. 2, you deserve the best because you always give your best. Getting closer and closer to the heart of this. And now let's take it up another level. Step 5. Now here's where it gets beautiful. Here's where the message really, truly sings. Add an element of aspiration, an element of greatness, an element of emotion. You see, inspiration is emotion. Inspiration drives action, and we want them to feel inspired to buy your product. We want them to get emotionally invested in your brand. We want to really help them take that last step into their greater future as the hero of their purchase, right? Of your brand story. They are the hero of that story. Can you put our branding message into their voice? You deserve the best because you always give the best. Can you say out loud a secret in their heart? Can you name an identity they aspire to? A name like Iron Man or CoverGirl, or a tagline like, wait for it, because I'm worth it. Because I'm worth it is the sound of a woman who knows she deserves the best because she always gives her best. Transform your brand message into an inspiration to millions today. Let's all take a lesson from Mr. Rogers, the world's best neighbor, on how a brand can inspire transformation in our own neighborhoods by seeing the best in our ideal individuals, empowering them to step into their best lives, supporting them on their journey, and celebrating their greater future. That's how you move from purely informational to profoundly inspirational. Because information simply informs. Information drives action. Let's make your ideal individuals the hero of your brand story. Brainstorm about how you can elevate your brand's message to inspirational heights rather than staying at the informational plane, that foundational plane. What is the greater future your brand promises? Okay, I just remembered this quote by Mr. Rogers. I might not be able to remember it exactly, but it goes something like this. Whether we're a preschooler or a young teenager, graduating college, a senior, or a retired person, we're human beings. All we want to know is that we're acceptable, that our being alive somehow makes a difference in the lives of others. That just choke your heart. The healthiest brands, the ones that continue to make a huge cultural impact year after year, the ones that you want to create, the ones that have that impact generation after generation, they do so by making positive difference in the lives of their ideal individuals. They are the brands that are with us in all our milestones, be it professional, personal, even purely pleasurable. Here's what I want you to do right away, right after you're done watching this video. Take a pen and paper, your superpower, your wand, your greatest tools, and jot down your brand message. If you think of more than one, jot them all down. Now consider it. Does your brand message only provide information? Work through the steps that we just talked about. Move diligently from one level to the next and transform your brand message from purely informational to profoundly inspirational. Know this, your brand need not get lost in a crowd. Every brand has the potential to be a good neighbor, to be everyone's favorite neighbor. Every brand has the potential to transform into an inspiration to millions, to call into being a greater future for all of your ideal individuals. And inspiration drives action. Believe in your brand, elevate your brand, redefine your brand. That's how you will come out of nowhere. Thank you all for joining me in this episode. I hope I've inspired you to take positive, definitive action. Remember, just as Mr. Rogers did for 34 years, every week and every episode, love what you do and love how you do it. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on a single thing. Subscribe below. And here's something else I think you'll love.